And ready to start. Okay, aloha and welcome to 2025 HLA conference. My name is Tasha Gardashevich and I will be facilitating this session. We are honored to have our speakers, Becky DeMartini and Zoia Falevai from BYU, Hawaii. And they will be presenting to us increasing connection and visibility with students outside of the library. Their bios are available on the conference website, and this recording will be available to all conference attendees. And you will not be in the recording, and also you're all muted. So please type your questions in the chat. Okay, over to you, our dear presenters.
Okay, thank you very much for that introduction. I think I took it off sharing my screen. So I'm going to try to, or can you guys see it? Okay. For some reason, I can't see it. Okay. Well, thanks everyone. We're excited for this chance to talk about some of the things that we've been doing around our campus, and specifically Librarians Around Campus, we're calling it. Okay, I'm Becky DeMartini. I am currently the Outreach and Usability Librarian. So I'm focusing more on outreach and subject librarian and making sure people know how to can use our resources well. And Zoya?
Yeah, thanks, Becky. Talofa and aloha, everyone. So excited to be at HLA this year. I'm Zoia Falevai. I'm the Information Literacy, actually Instruction and Reference Librarian. So lifelong learning, whatever falls under that, I think I'm supposed to do.
Okay, well, I guess, let's see, we're going to get started here. We did use Gamma. It's one of the new AI presentation makers, and it made us this photo, which is we found kind of humorous. It wasn't quite sure what to do with Zoya in the middle there. So this was a picture of, you'll see the regular picture later, but we did include it because it was interesting how it came out. But let's go through. Let's see, I'm trying to move this along. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to you, Zoya.
Okay, so Librarians Around Campus, what is it? Wait, Becky, did we have a slide before that, or this is the...
No, this is number.
Okay, so we're our president wanted us to have more proximity with our students, and so it's members of the library team. Before last year when we started was librarians, and there were 6 librarians and the archivist. And we stationed in high traffic areas around campus. And our main goal was to connect with students and faculty, answer questions, share library services. So particularly, we were tired of sitting in our offices, waiting for faculty to tell the students to come and see us because they never do. So we're like, okay, we shouldn't be sitting in our offices. We should be more active and go out there where they're at, meet with them, let them know how we can help them because we are a great resource to campus. And so here's the invitation, is to increase the proximity. Our university president, President Kawe, proximity meaning, closer to the students, building relationships with them, connecting with them, and strengthening our connection. So a lot of students do not know what we do. What is a librarian? Oh, they go get books and help us find books. So that's like #1 answer. But as academic librarians in higher education, we can do more than that.
And one of the reasons I think that Zoya came up with this idea for all of us to work on, but we were starting some major construction, and as you can see on the right, on our library, we basically cut it in half. So this has been a project going on for the last 2 years, year and a half, starting to design it, develop it. In the first pictures here, you can see we did get rid of tons. It was a huge weeding project on its own. We got rid of close to 80,000 books, and we did get to send at least half of those over, I think, to Saipan. We worked with the senator, or Fran Marshall helped set that up. But we needed the upstairs because we were getting cut in half. We needed to make more space for a Pacific Islands room, had to move upstairs, and our whole university archives also had to come over to our side upstairs. So we wanted people to know that we were still open, because this is how you currently have to get into our library. Let's see, we'll give you a quick tour of what you have to figure out. Going.
I lost 5 pounds.
You're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, so that is our current entrance to the library. So a lot of people weren't sure, are you even open? Like, how do I get there? Where is it? Because previously our entrance was at the front, which is now completely inaccessible. So they've moved everything over. It took a long time. We've moved everything over to one side of the building, and now they're starting to demo the woolly wing, is what it was called. If you've ever been to our library, it's when you walk in the main doors and go to the left, everything over to that side is gone. And then
we were, sorry, Becky, we were inside the black wall. So the black fence, we were inside that fence. That's where they were demo the side of the library, but also the old McKay, the David O. McKay building, classroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, if you can see down here, you can't get through the middle of campus. So in between classes, if you're walking anywhere, it's like a major traffic jam trying to get through campus now, because we're all routed through one area and one street. So it's been interesting. We have a full campus construction project for the next 5 years at least. So it's going to be busy around here in that way. We're all trying to navigate the spaces. But so construction. So we decided we wouldn't just wait in the library, that it would be beneficial to maybe go out and like see just let people know that we're still open, because we were able to maintain all of our library services to continue. There was still space in the library for students to study. There was still, everything was functioning as we needed, except for archives had to be closed for a short time as they were getting everything to move over. But besides that, we had full function of services. Okay, we'll turn it over to you, Zoya.
Okay, so the strategic goals for this was, first, of course, you hear us say enhance proximity, increase access, provide immediate, sometimes we'll help students right on the spot with research support and sometimes academic guidance. We build relationships with students, try and remember who they are, their names, and just know that, we're kind, helpful librarians, not the ones with the glasses and the signal, like come to the library or come use as librarians to promote academic growth. And especially with AI right now. And we know that information literacy skill sets and research, very important skill sets, especially with AI. So how do we promote that? And just by being with the students, we can guide them, and just being integrated in the campus, because sometimes we're forgotten, the librarians are forgotten. But being there, even spaces like we're at the science building, and we'll show you that later. Then other programs, other faculty programs and majors around campus. And again, just promote awareness of what the library is here for and the resources we have and people that can help them and the space. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I think
Yeah, sorry. And so during the pilot phase, we so we call it a Librarians Around Campus series where we would schedule 1 hour a week. It's a very how do you say it? Productive hour, and we go to places around campus. So we go to the library, the law center when it was there. It's not there anymore. There's a building, the science building, the business building in front of the library, just wherever we are able to schedule spaces just for 1 hour. We do like in the afternoon, late in the afternoon, like 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 12, just to catch different days too. So for example, this semester, October was on Tuesday, November is Monday at 2 o'clock. Just anywhere around campus, and then December will probably be Wednesday at 12. So that's the schedule we used. And just we have here at this image here, we have one of our student workers, Gabriella, and this is the old image because we still had Michael Eldridge and Fran Marshall on our team. They're no longer here at the library, so it's just me, Becky, and Stephanie, who is our new library director as well. Yes, and we offer support and also gather feedback from the students on how we can better serve them.
And then I'm just going to point out a few other things here from this photo. On the left, you can, or by her hand down on the table, you can see that there's a QR code. We started out by asking, we had like a research, we were curious about what they thought about research. Was it hard? What part were the pain parts? What did they feel like they were good at? So we'll share some of the results for that survey. So we did that for 1 or 2 semesters. We collected data on that. We also give out a bunch of stuff. This day we have a nice tablecloth, but this day it was so windy outside, we had to get rid of everything. But we bought highlighters that have our logo on it. Usually we have some candy and we have some pens. So we try to hand stuff out. So that is a much easier way to grab everyone's attention. They all want something to see what are we giving out. So that's been a helpful way to gather people's attention. And we did start out, we were kind of just out there letting people know that we were still open in the library, that we're there to help them. And it was kind of a broad focus that way. And then after a little while, we decided to select a focus. Actually, Zoia is fine. This also depends on personalities a little bit, because Zoia can sit out at that table and she'll just call every student over and have like a great in-depth conversation with them, no matter, and she'll remember their name and she'll remember everything about them. I'm not as good as remembering everything about everybody. So I really enjoy that we've changed it a little bit, that I feel more comfortable like pulling everyone over and we select a focus or something that we specifically want to highlight or talk to them about. Recently, this is the September schedule, but the November schedule was really nice for just right. Over here on the right, you can see this is a program that we run that mostly Zoya is doing in the evening, is a distraction-free study space to write, and then they work on assignments and she kind of guides through the Pomodoro method. So especially now as we're coming up to finals already, are starting at the beginning of December, this month, it was nice to tell them, like, because I think many of students have seen it because we advertise it through the bulletin, we advertise it all over, but they might not know what it is. So it was a good chance to pull them over and tell them, well, not pull them over, they stopped because they all want the free candy and stuff. But when they come, we can just show them, also highlight this and tell them exactly what the schedule is and what it is. And then it seemed to be very helpful for many of them. So when we had a focus on something, I really like that, rather than once we move past just being out there.
Yeah, we also for example, if we're in the science building, we would print out the science database poster like Springer.
Mhm.
Am I saying, yeah, like, or
Yeah.
whatever science databases we have, maybe 2 or 3, we'll print them out with the QR code and promote that. And so Karen Keesing, our new acquisition librarian, she would be telling students, oh yeah, we also have databases about science. So we decided, okay, when we're at a different space, that's if we're at the business space or the Pacific study and Hawaiian study space or the health and wellness space, we'll print out library or we'll promote library resources that that are subject specific to those the majors that are they're in those different campus spaces. Oh, so here so here's Amy. Amy is a student in the science major. She's a marine biologist. She walked by and we're like, oh, hi, how are you? We're the librarians. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm checking on the fish in the fish tank. So I think she's right, Becky, she's one of the students that take care of the fish tanks. So that's
Mhm.
another example of connecting with the students, like seeing what they're doing and how they're working in their spaces, and for them to tell us what's happening and to share their knowledge or their projects with us. So that's that we brought that in because that was a good interaction. Otherwise we'll never like interact like that with the students in their spaces.
And we have had really great experience so far. The students are happy once we pull them over. Once they know that we're ready to talk to them and interested in them, it's been great to get to know a lot of the students. And even if they don't have time, we're like, just take whatever candy you want, take however many markers you want, just take. We have a small student body, so we're not overwhelmed by people coming by really. So far it's been nice just to have that quick contact, and they know where the librarians come, we're open, come find us, if that's all the time we have. Otherwise, we've gotten to know some of the students well. And also, Zoya, we'll usually collect information, so we'll have like a sign up, not a sign up, but we'll have a sheet gathering names and emails if anyone would like us to follow up with them later on. Zoya, what do you usually do with that information?
Yeah, so I bring it back to the library, and I usually I'll send the students an email saying, hey, I met you at the Librarians Around Campus. Let me know if you need help with anything, but here's what I can help or we can help you with, and here's how you can make an appointment with us. Or otherwise, just come in the space because we have a cool space now. And I like our space now. But anyway, so yeah, so things like that, like because we also have a how do you say, like a sign up where they write their name if they want to. It's a QR code if they type in their names and what questions they need help with, and then I'll reply back and say, okay, you said this is a question you need help with, and this is how we can help you. Yeah.
And then in the future, so far it's mostly been the reference librarian type out there, but hopefully next semester, once we kind of get organized, we're still moving into our spaces and everyone's getting situated in general, but maybe we would have some of the other library staff out there highlighting interlibrary loan, what it is, or just see if, and have university archives if we can figure it out. Just get a few more focuses to highlight some of the other areas and services that we have. And also just include as many of our library team as possible. Okay, marketing and outreach strategy. Basically, we've been putting this everywhere. The Librarians Around Campus is now a regular kind of thing that goes out every week in our bulletin. So since we've been holding it regularly, it's starting to get more traction and people are understanding. We did get one of the university staff saying, what is this? I see it being advertised. Can you explain more? So maybe we do have a little bit better of a job to explain what we're doing and making sure we know what we're doing and can communicate that well. But we've sent it out in our newsletters. We have some posters out there. We have it on our calendar. And also, I think they're doing, so I just sent somebody over to my office. They're doing a little article in our campus newspaper on it. So that's coming up and should be exciting. But mostly it's just students coming by and we're and telling them. And there's definitely repeat students that we've seen multiple times that we're building even stronger relationships with as we see them more regularly, or they remember, oh, we saw you over there. Anyway, so.
Yeah, that's a great conversation starter. Here's an example of the schedule that we have. I do work with the scheduling department to schedule it around campus. But we try to, well, these are most of the high traffic classes because they're the ones open at this time during construction of, how do you say? So we have like a librarian that's going to be responsible, the location, the time. We try to change time and day. So before, when we first started, it was like whatever day was available, we could do it. But now it's like, okay, this month we're going to focus at this hour and this day, just so it makes it easier for us librarians. So when we are scheduling things, we know that Tuesday at 1 o'clock we have librarians around campus. So that's, you know, taken. So but it's working great so far. So here's the schedule. We also ask our student workers to help us, and we get equipment and materials through our facilities management department. And so it's a good collaboration with other campus entities. Yeah.
Okay, so for budget, it didn't take much. We might have spent like $100 on physical printing materials, print materials, like things that we posted or posters that we made or small handouts that we had. The bulk of it is just to get snacks and order some logoed pens and highlighters and things like that to include in the, oh, we did order also a tablecloth, a one-time tablecloth, so that we look a little bit more legitimate and professional out there. So so the overall budget is quite small for hopefully what we're thinking the impact is compared to the impact there.
Yeah, for the semester.
Yeah, and that's per semester. Yeah. Is that per? Yeah. These are some of the spaces that we're in. So Heber J. Grant is our business, the hospitality, accounting, but also right now it's all sorts of stuff. Everybody's kind of scheduled wherever they are. So we're getting a mix of students at every building. We're also in the science building. We've done it inside and outside. We've gone over towards, like Zoya said, all the other places that are available. We kind of try to meet other people. But this is kind of what we look like when we're sitting out there. It's the three of us, usually 2 or 3 of us out there, whoever can make it. And people are kind of like, oh, what's going on over here? And then if we have to kind of actively engage. You have to be looking out and be like, oh, come, like, because people are walking by hesitantly, but they're happy to come over at once they're asked if they have time. And then we usually get a couple-minute conversation with each student coming through and explain something, and it's been good so far. Anything else, Zoya, before we go into findings?
Sorry, we did want to introduce Karen Keesing, our new.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you guys, she's in the right-hand side of both of these pictures. She's our new acquisitions, collections, and cataloging librarian. So we are very happy to have her. She previously was at Pacific Rim, and maybe you know, and then the public library as well. So some of you already know her, and we are very happy to have her here. She's been a great addition.
You're lucky to have
So
her.
thanks. And she's if you know her, she's also so friendly and bubbly. So she makes it easy to be out there with her. Okay, we just wanted to share now a few of the responses that we did get from kind of the survey that we put out in the beginning when we first started, and we had 161 students that replied or that we got comments from. And I shoved it into ChatGPT recently just to do a quick data analysis, and it gave us we had from those 161 comments, it seemed that there was 51 actionable, so about 31%. And then it kind of said turning these themes into action. So these were just a few things, and that are helping us kind of focus where we want to go next. Things that we had been thinking about, but it was nice to have concrete proof that this is something that the students are hoping for and that they're looking for. So We have been working for that first one, publish and promote subject librarians and mentors. We've been working on our subject librarian program over the last year or two to get it, to fine tune it and see how we can be more effective. And we are figuring out how best to promote it, and which we're doing through newsletter. We're adding it to our online profiles and a few other ways. We're working on getting our research guides updated. But that's we're going to continue focusing on that, as well as mentors. We're looking to do, we've been in the back of our minds, and hopefully moving forward it'll be a reality, but we're hoping to get kind of a trained peer mentor program going, so that the students will be able to get really pretty good help getting their research done. And if they prefer to go to a peer instead of one of us, that would be an option as well. And
Yeah.
we are also looking into, we don't really have live bookings right now. Right now you have to email one of us if you want to make an appointment, but we're working on also getting a setup so that we can just do the calendar link, which many of you probably have, but we're working on that, to think about that. So these were just a few of the ideas that I came up with, and ChatGPT was pretty helpful in helping us with all the large data analysis, and it came up with a few good suggestions. Zoya, maybe you want to talk about the research. Right now we're doing Just Right, like I showed before, but as Zoya was mentioning, she's thinking of expanding that program.
Oh yeah, we're also going to do just something just series, just academic series. Working because we do have the reading writing lab in our space now. They're in the front, so which will be a great it's a great addition in terms of kind of like a research sprint. If you see that last point on that first the quick wins of the month, working with we want to do a research sprint with the students, where we can start with research on our end, help them find sources, help them evaluate sources, all the fun information literacy skill sets, and then send them over to the writing lab to help them get their papers going, and then send them back to check how they integrate sources in their we can also double check that, and we can also help with citation help. So we are talking with the manager of the it's called Academic Commons, so to see if we can collaborate to help the students, especially now it's finals, and a lot of research projects and papers and presentations are due. We also have Just Right is not necessarily just writing, it's a study space where students can just bring their work and just focus on getting that work. It's a monitor space where you're not allowed to go on your phone, you're not allowed to go on social media, you're not allowed to talk. It's just can be you, your brain, your device, and whatever task that you need to get done. We're proposing to do and we use the Pomodoro, so we try to use some type of cognitive strategy or learning strategy that the students can apply. So we're proposing a Just Read session where we're going to be there for 3 hours, just reading whatever you need to read for class. It's not necessarily leisure reading unless you want to. But we're going to use the flow time strategy and the flow theory and be in the zone, all the fun stuff, right? Also with rules, you're not allowed to go on your phone, you're not allowed to go on social media, just whatever reading materials you have, and just get it done. And we'll give you a metacognitive strategy to help you with to make sense of what you're reading. And that's some of the things that we're trying to collaborate with our writing center, since we now have the opportunity because they're in our space and we can work with them. So those are some of the things that we are planning to do to expand on librarians around campus. Yeah.
Thanks, Zoya. Okay, these are also just these were the main, I think we had 7 questions that we asked them, and they just had a Likert scale, and they can put the strongly agree all the way to strongly disagree. But it gave us just I think we kind of knew, but some things I feel like the students are feeling stronger than I thought they were. So this one was about pretty good, I think. I'm good at understanding and meeting the expectations. So this was just about the guidelines given by professors for research assignments. So they're feeling okay about that. There was the most neutral. This one had a lot of neutral and less. This was less. They're less comfortable with the language and terminology in academic research. So this is something for us. We haven't figured out exactly what to do with this, but we do work closely with our English as a second language department as well. So we'll see with them to see, work with them to see how we could help in this area as well. Sorry about how this is showing, but I'm confident in starting and organizing my research. Again, there was quite a bit of, they're not quite sure on this, so maybe this will be a focus that will start a new how to start my research kind of website, which we don't currently have, and I know many other libraries do. So we're looking at in ways into kind of making that accessible and easy for students to have a starting point to feel comfortable getting help there. I'm good at selecting specific questions or focus for my research topic. They feel pretty good about that, I think. Same here. They're organized and able to combine information from different sources effectively. So quite a few agree, and the same for this. They feel comfortable that they have a wide range of journals and resources for their research. Only we do have what is that, 16% that don't feel like we have enough for them. So we have work to do in making sure people are able to find what they need. Citation help, they're doing okay in that, but we'll continue with that. And I know who I can ask for help and support with my research on campus. So there was a lot of neutral. We do have a good chunk that do feel like they know who they can ask, but we're going to continue to find, just like all of you are, I'm sure, but we're going to continue to look for ways that we can make it easier for students to come find us, which is one of the reasons why we did start the Librarians on Campus, to be one of those starting points for help and support, and make everything more accessible for our students. Okay. Sorry, these will all be in the presentation if you want to look at anything later. We're going to go through them a little quickly. We're just about done. But I was surprised to see that we have 41% that strongly agree, or that agree, and then even more that strongly agree that they know how to find reliable sources and relevant information for my research. So they're feeling fairly good about finding information. And hopefully we can continue to help them with that. We're gonna go ahead, Zoya.
That was the survey we gave out to the students. We just wanted to see their experience with research. Yeah.
And see, like, maybe where are we going to focus more of our energy in the next coming semesters. So we're still going through that data and deciding exactly what actionable items we will put our energy toward, what's the best use of the time. But those are some of the ideas that we've been throwing around right now. And before we open it up for questions, or if anyone else has anything, we're going to show you that the construction is almost done. It's been a very long year or two, but today we just had one of our students walked around and took a quick video of what it looks like today. So you'll see that we've got rid of most of our construction stuff, and we're almost all settled into our spaces. So here we go. Is it too fast? Hold on, guys. I might have had it on. Oh, it is normal.
The reading writing lab guide here.
Those are our offices right there. Our new conference room on the left. And this is the new Pacific Islands collection over here upstairs, and on the other side of that is our university archives. If you're getting dizzy, I apologize. Close your eyes. We're almost done.
The archives on this side.
Okay, so that is our what we're ending up with. Let's see, and that's all we have today to share for you. We're excited about this program. We're excited about the chance that we've had to really connect with a lot of the students, more than we have in the past little while. We do get being such a small university, we have a lot of chances, and both of Zoya and I do teach 4-credit classes. So we have quite a bit of exposure with the students and some other faculty, but this has been a great way, even as we're in these different spaces, we're talking to faculty and seeing them and seeing what they need as well. So it's been a really good way to build additional connections and find people who haven't come to the library or we haven't taught. So we do plan to continue going on with this, even though we are done with construction almost. Well, we're not quite there, but we're getting there.
I don't want to sit in my office and wait for students or rely on faculty to send their students. we want to be out there engaging with the students, and letting them know how we can support them and not depend on others. Yeah, well, thank you.
Thanks, everybody. That's all we have for this part. And if you have any questions, please let us know.
Thank you so much, Zoe and Becky. Please type your questions or feel free to unmute yourselves and ask questions. This was a great presentation, and I really enjoyed seeing how you went out. Was it fun for you too?
Oh yeah, it was a great hour. Like I do like before I was like, oh, we gotta do Librarians Around Campus. And then I'm like, no, we gotta do Librarians Around Campus. But it's also a chance for me, Becky, and Steph and Karen just to like do it together as a team, because we're always on our own, in our own offices. We only come together when it's like meetings. So it was also a good time for us to brainstorm other ideas, and in an open space, not in a meeting setting where it can be daunting. But it's great too. It's build our relationship and help us as a team and librarians, together.
That's a really good tip for us too. I saw that you have very similar furniture to Hamilton Library.
Yeah, we were gifted much of the furniture from other buildings on campus that they're renovating also, so everything's going around. But we were happy to get the booth tables that you might have saw. Those are very well loved by students already.
They're very comfortable too.
Any questions from the audience?
We just hope that if maybe this will work for some of your campuses, maybe not, but if you've ever been thinking about it, you should give it a try. It's been really fun and a good experience so far.
It looks like a really great idea, and I think that everybody should be doing that to get more in touch with the students, but also, as Zoe mentioned, to build better relationships among ourselves. I do have a question on your survey. So we saw that the students are very confident about their research skills. Are you, on the other side, as confident about their research skills?
Go
I was
ahead.
just telling Becky, I'm like, I think they just click on neutral and agree because they're not sure if they know or don't know. But with AI, the age of AI, I do know that they need a lot of help. Yeah. We also have a survey that we're going to, that we've been, when we go teach class, especially for me, asking them where do they go first when they need to find sources for their research. Do they go to AI, Google Scholar, or the library website? If you're interested in that survey, I can send you a copy if you guys want.
Oh yeah, please.
But yeah, but I'm not confident because when I go in the spaces, they're unsure. Yeah.
They are unsure. I think by the time they leave the upper division, they have a decent idea of it. We have started on campus, and this was one of the suggestions from the comments as well, is an undergraduate research conference by the end of it's in April, I think we have it. but we are trying to simulate like a professional conference where they can share some of their writing and research and their capstone projects so that they have more. And they do have to work with a mentor, a faculty mentor, to make sure that their research is really, it's really well done, as if they were publishing. What would the steps be that they would have to go through? So we are getting on campus some more, I think, higher expectations of what there's been a higher focus on research, not only for faculty to do it, but also for students to be included and to prepare for the next step. So I think we've been an integral part in trying to support that, as well as they've come up with that conference. And both Zoia and I, most of the librarians have been mentors as well, helping the students. So there's definitely a long way to go. But I am encouraged to see some of the steps that have been taken, and that there are many of the students are doing a great job with it. But many still need help, and we want to make sure that they feel comfortable and they know how to get help if they need it.
Yeah, the students that we surveyed, 31% were freshmen, and then 24% juniors, 23 sophomore, and then 22 seniors. So yeah.
Interesting. That conference sounds like a really great idea. Is that library organized or library supported?
Supported.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's a university initiative.
Oh, I see. Hey, thank you so much. I'm gonna ask once more if there are questions from the audience. If not, I'm gonna thank our speakers, so mahalo, Becky and Zoe, and everyone else for participating in this session. And the evaluation link is available in the conference schedule. So enjoy the rest of the conference and see you soon in the next session.
Yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.